Welcome back, folks, to Let's Replay Stonekeep, and when last we left off, we encountered Vermatrix the dragon, who has been imprisoned here by the Throgs, and we have reforged the key that was used to imprison Vermatrix. And while it may not look like we could fit this onto our keyring, because there's nothing to loop it onto the keyring with, it's quite happy being on the keyring. We might as well put it there. It's easier to grab all of our keys that way. Now that we've reforged the key, we don't need to go back to the Dwarven Fortress for quite a while, at least until we get the final part of the device that Domba's working on. That won't be too difficult to get, but to get that and to progress, we need to free Vermatrix. So let's get on and do that right now, shall we? There aren't going to be any enemies that will stop us, and there are only 3 locks that we need to unlock. It's quite handy that all of the locks are on the side of the second floor of the feeding grounds that we can access. Imagine if they'd locked the other side, the other 2 legs that Vermatrix has, and then we'd be stuck forever. But no, we can quite happily just unlock 3 locks, and then Vermatrix will be free. And then we'll see if Vermatrix was being sincere about the reward that she offered us for freeing her. And this is her tail. I thought this was the way to get to the other places that we can unlock, but no, that's the tail. Let's move on. There'll be no foes, and the foes that were here were easy anyway, so it's just a quick walk towards the first place, which is here. We just need to head down here and around the corner, and then we can use this key. There we go. Let's just grab this, and there we are. 1 has been dealt with. We only need to do this twice more. We can go straight to Vermatrix and inform her of the fact that we have the key, and you do end up doing that anyway because you have to unlock the lock that's by her neck. We don't need to go this way, I don't think, because this way is just the body. We have to go here, I believe. So let's go there. It's quite a bit of a walk, but we have nothing but time, for we have to do this to get to the other side of the feeding grounds. Is it this way? It is this way, and it's quite a walk down here too. Just round this corner, and round here, and soon enough the second of the 3 locks shall be unlocked. Here we go. I believe here we are. Just a little bit of a click, and you're nearly free. I wonder if Vermatrix can tell that we're unlocking those chains. Maybe periodically she tugs at the chains just to see if she's strong enough to break them. But she did say that they were forged with magic, and that's magic with a K, just to show that they're extra magical, and so she can't just break them. Hello fairies, how are you? We're just going to walk past you and ignore that you're here. We want to go down here? We do not. We want to find the place with the door. There will inevitably be the sounds of combat in a moment, even though there is no combat to be had. We'll just go this way, through the door, and then we shall wait for the music to die down. We don't want to have the combat music going on when we talk to Vermatrix after all. There's no combat to be had here. Just check the map, and the music is back. Good news, Vermatrix!
Excellent. Please don't stand there. Unlock my chains and be sure to get all of the locks.
Don't worry, we're well ahead of you. This is the last one that we need to do. Now you're free.
Thank you, human. I am in your debt.
You're welcome. I was happy to help.
I must leave now. To fly the sky again is my greatest dream. A dream that you have helped to fulfill. We dragons always carry some treasure with us, no matter where we go. That is yours to keep. I will never forget this, and my kind have long memories. You may consider yourself a dragon friend, and someday I will repay your kindness.
Good flying, Vermatrix.
And with a mighty crash, Vermatrix is gone. And the lock that was here is also gone. That is never coming back, and neither is Vermatrix. And will we ever get that debt repaid here in this game? No. No, we won't. Perhaps in the sequel that never was, that might have happened. But now we can get all of this treasure, like this coin here, and more importantly, we can progress to the other part of this level. There isn't that much treasure here. There are only a few errant coins that are lying around. No, there's not one there. There's one nearby. There's a coin. We'll grab that coin. That said, we don't need any of the coins anyway, because the only place where we could have used them, we didn't use them. So really, we're just accumulating wealth here that is entirely pointless for this game. But why not do so, eh? There's another coin here. So far, we found only 4 coins, and we have already reached the end of where Vermatrix is. Vermatrix was that long. A very big dragon indeed. What we want to do is we want to start exploring the southern part of this level now, and we'll do that by heading down here. We can go through this part of the level in whatever order we like, everything ultimately connects up to itself, but we'll start going this way, because there are 2 things that we can do down this way that we can reach sooner by doing so. The first is that we'll find here, stairs down. These stairs don't lead to a new area per se, they just lead to this small part of the first floor of the feeding grounds. And what foes do we have to face but these enemies that really aren't that tough at all? A few hits from our weapons and they will be gone. Here we go. Are you gone yet? The answer is yes, and there is one more here. And we haven't yet been hit. And we can't get hit because they're all dead. What is in here?
Another piece.
Excellent. I think we have every single piece for that contraption. We'll be back to get that sorted out once we've done everything that we can on this floor, and the floor that is connected to this floor. For we'll be going somewhere completely different eventually. For now, though, we're done in this small area. Let's go. And let's keep heading south. It's important that we keep heading south here, and looking down this area. Anything here? There is a pile of bones, nothing else. And one foe here. This foe is easy enough to dispatch, however. So easy that the music doesn't even change to signify that combat is happening. Let us have a look with the Orb of Afri. We've not done that for a little while. Anything here? Ah! There is a white dot there. And white dots typically signify companions. But who could that possibly be? Is that Farley? Is it somebody we've met before? The only other person we've met before is Domba, and Domba's unlikely to be there. Let's see who it is. Nobody here, though. Aha, we're a little bit too far away. We need to keep going south if we're going to find this person. We need to actually go this way. My mistake. And we'll turn here.
Hiya! Scuzz, happy to see friendly faces.
If you want to fight, we'll give it to you.
No! Nice use misunderstand. Scuzz want out of this place.
Well, I think you should find somebody else to travel with.
You gotta take Scuzz with yous. Scuzz show you things. Scuzz will.
Oh, all right. If it will keep you quiet.
Ah, Scuzz. Welcome to the party. Scuzz is the new companion that's joining Drake and Karzak, whether we want him to or not. Scuzz has a variety of skills that the dwarfs that we had in our party didn't have. Let's go and have a look, shall we? Scuzz is friendly. He seems to be strong, slightly nimble, and slightly healthy. His skill with dagger is good, and he is skilled in sword and polearm. He's skilled in dagger as opposed to the poor amount of skill that Domba had, and he has skill in polearm, which means that he can use spears. Unfortunately, he can't use chain armor, but he can use the dwarven helmet, so we're going to give him one of them. There you go. You look much better already. And we're going to give him a spear. He's pretty good with them after all. We could also give him various swords, but I think a spear is more appropriate. There we go, we'll just give you that spear. You don't have a lot of health right now. He's already injured. We'll be able to take care of that, though, by using our healing. There we go. We'll just have a little bit of magic here. He doesn't have a high maximum health. It's only 120 if memory serves, and I accidentally have the fireball selected. It's a good thing that we can't just target our companions and then blast them with flames. There we go. Much better. Time to grab this and keep exploring. That door there leads to a new area, and we don't want to go there just yet. We want to definitely explore the rest of the second floor of the feeding grounds. Michael Sorich is the person that voiced Scuzz, and among Michael Sorich's many roles, he's Falstad in Heroes of the Storm, Barazo Mankanshoku in Kill la Kill, Jen in Street Fighter V and 4, and Bron, Sparks, Utema and other characters in Robotech. Let's keep exploring, shall we? Let's just open this door to show that this heads down, and it doesn't head down to an area like the other stairs that we found did. It heads to an entirely new floor. We definitely don't want to go to that floor just yet. We'll keep going this way instead, and eventually we will come across that shaman that we fought briefly before. We don't need to have our magic ready for this fight. I think we're well enough prepared with our melee weapons. Let's go and have a conversation, shall we?
You think you are so tough? You kill my people and defile our temple. Yes, I've heard of your actions. You will pay for what you have done.
You are servants of Khull-Khuum, but I can find it in my heart to let you go if you promise to leave us alone.
No, what you have done cannot be ignored.
Well, okay then.
I guess it's combat time! And foolishly, this shaman decided not to use magic and instead is engaging us entirely in melee. You really don't stand that much of a chance. We have an 88% chance of hitting you with this weapon. Eventually, this shaman will die. And a few more hits, and the shaman is gone. What did the shaman have? A broken runecaster, and a scroll for this spell. We've already got that spell. Anything over here? Nothing here that seems important. What about here? In here are some mushrooms. And some more mushrooms. And that. And nothing else. Wasn't that difficult to fight, really? That's understandable considering the fact that you can have only 2 people in your party if you didn't bring Karzak with you. And what invalidates all the damage that we took? But a mana circle. Always a good idea to mark that down. There we go. 1 mana circle. It's also good that the mana circle is here, because that means we don't need to keep going back to the previous floor to get healing. It also means that it's pretty close to the stairs that lead to the new floor that we'll eventually be exploring. Not right now, though. A little bit of healing and everyone will be good as new. Excellent. We'll re-equip this here, and put that there, and then just replenish that and move on. We might as well keep going this way, and see what else there is on this floor. There's another chest here. Maybe this is a chest that the shaman had items in, like money, and more money, and more entirely pointless money, and more money, and a scroll.
Interesting.
Tell Khull-Khuum that those strange glowing things are back. They stay in the area to the east of the dragon, and flee whenever our guards approach. I think they're fairies. Something fairy-like might open the gate to their realm. They would make good slaves. That is the hint to tell you that there is a way to open up where the fairies are, and go to their realm. We definitely want to do that. It's actually critical that we do that, and we can't complete the game if we don't. Let's just get the Orb of Afri here and have a look, and see if there's anything hidden here. The answer is no. Let's move on, shall we? Maybe at some point we'll eat that food that we took from the Dwarven Fortress. It is not bad healing if memory serves. We may even be able to throw the plate as a ranged weapon. We don't get to throw the plate. The plate disappears as well when we eat the food. Which way do we want to go? We want to go, I think, that way now. Perhaps each one of these areas is actually separated out. I didn't think that was the case. But it seems I was mistaken. Just like I was mistaken in trying to reach Scuzz by going that way. You don't want to go that way. We want to head this way and just fill in this tiny gap that connects up to the other areas. I wasn't mistaken. I was mistaken! Turns out you can't get through there. Ah well, we'll just keep going this way instead then, and backtrack a tiny bit to get to the second part of the southern part of this floor. Now with 3 people in the party instead of just 2. Where do we want to go? We want to go this way. It's the fastest way to get there after all. Over here we go. And we will turn to the south right here. Any enemies? Well, there's a healing route. We could always do with more of them. Anything else here? I don't trust that that's the only thing that's here. I should have, because there's nothing here, though there are a few enemies there that I need to heed. What kind of enemies are they? Aha! There is one Throg. Unfortunately, you are just standing there, which means that you are susceptible to flames. Have at thee! Okay, you're just dead. I thought you might put up a bit more of a fight than that. Any other foes here? It would seem no. Then again, you might have been trapped by Vermatrix being there, and thus you were really, really weak. What's this scroll? We already have that, so we'll just put that down, grab this sword, this terrible meat, and a few coins that we don't need. And then we'll move on. We'll replenish that rune scepter before we go anywhere else. We want to go down here and find nothing at all. We now want to keep following where Vermatrix was and find another area to explore. An area full of treasure, full of enemies, and likely full of none of that. I think this is an area that we haven't explored yet. We'll go this way and find 2 of these. Oh no! One of them hit Scuzz. That's literally the only person in this group that they'd be able to hit, and it was only for 5 points of damage. Really not that much. Is that going to collapse behind us? The answer is no. Always worth checking it just in case though. Any enemies over here? Anything over here at all? Orb of Afri, reveal to me the enemies that certainly are not here. For there don't appear to be many enemies here at all. Anything at all? There's nothing down here apparently. Not even any... Ah, there's a pit. We could just drop down a pit if we want to. That seems like a terrible idea. Let's do it. There might be something really awesome down there. Alright, we'll just save here. And maybe we could use a rune. That might be a good idea. It might soften our fall. Let's see how that rune works, shall we? We'll just grab this, put that there. We can get rid of one of those runes. We're not going to be using them. Let's just turn to these. Silent actions. Translocate. We don't want that. We want this rune. Let's put that there, shall we? Excellent. And then we will just use it. And that's 1, 2, 3. Let's see what happens, shall we? You'll note that we didn't take damage. Because we have this effect active, we softly and slowly descended down to this area. Where is this area? It's an area that we've already been to. So really, that didn't do that much. It didn't do anything, in fact. Let's just go back the way we came, shall we? Actually, while we're here, we might as well hand over those pieces of the device to Domba. We're pretty close, after all. Let's go and do that. We're back. We're not going to be here that long.
Okay, Scuzz. Stay here and we'll be right back after we take care of a little business.
Don't worry, Scuzz not going anywhere.
Scuzz, wisely, doesn't want to enter here. Scuzz would indeed be killed on sight, pretty much. We're going to go this way, and we're going to go and see Domba. Domba is here. And maybe Domba will recognize us. It's not likely Domba will recognize us. Hello.
Well, what do you want?
It's me. I'm looking for your secret weapon.
Shh! Don't tell anybody about that. It's a secret. And it's in pieces. It's a bunch of secret pieces, I guess. Oh, I remember you. You're looking for it.
Yes, we are. And we actually have one of the pieces. Do you want me to hand it to you? Do you want me to hand any of the pieces to you? Is there a particular order to handing you the pieces? Do we just give them to you? Or do we put them on the table? Who knows, eh? Maybe he won't let us hand them over.
Ah, yes. Now that should have worked. The inner problem is resolved when the outer tincture... what was I talking about?
I have no idea what you were talking about.
Now, what did I do with that? If I... Yes, that would work. Yes. No. That would be dangerous. Well, maybe. Just a little.
Even if we can't hand over the parts, that was definitely worth hearing. He's just going to keep walking around, isn't he? Do we drop them on the floor and then he picks them up? No, I don't remember how he grabs these items. We can't seem to get him to stop moving. So I think...
Do you have one of the pieces?
There we go! We do have one of the pieces. Excellent.
Yes, this is part of the project.
Are you going to ask for another one of the pieces? Do we have to keep waiting until you ask?
Do you have one of the pieces?
Yes, we do. It's not exactly the most straightforward method of handing these items over, but there you go.
Yes. This is another piece to the stone shooter.
And now we have a name for the item, the stone shooter. Let's just let him walk around a bit more. Eventually he'll ask for another piece. Eventually. In your own time, Domba. In your own time.
Do you have one of the pieces?
We do. I think we have the final piece as well. We'll just go up here. You don't want to hand over the wrong item, by the way. If you hand over the wrong item, he throws them back at you. And that can hurt you. We'll just pass this item over.
Ah, the final piece! Go away while I assemble my masterpiece. Return later and it will be ready for you.
Excellent. We will leave and we'll come back in a little bit, I'm sure. We can just wait a little while. There is some dialogue that we can have with someone. Let's see if we can have that dialogue. There's somebody that walks around nearby. We just need to find them. Is it you? It is not you. You're just walking around randomly. Don't mind me. We're just going to head back here. Maybe it's down the really long corridor that the person I want to find is. Or maybe they've just vanished into nothingness. Can we go over to... You just keep spinning, don't mind me. Can we go over to the Elder of the Clan Hall and have a conversation? We could. I don't think it'll be much of a conversation, though. I think it's more just the exchange of pleasantries.
It is good to see you again.
It is indeed good to see you. Let's now go check on Domba and see if he's finished working on that device. I doubt he has, but it is worth checking. Somebody also mentioned that you can use the spoil spell to dispel the disguise that the Throg has. I wonder if the Throg says anything when you do that. Have you finished it yet?
Ah, there you are. I have finished this up. I would have come looking for you, but something important, I entrust the stone shooter, the ultimate weapon of destruction, into your hands.
Thank you very much. We will most certainly use it very well.
You need these instructions, too.
Do we? let's read the instructions, shall we?
You know, Jake, there is something that bothers me about you. You're a little tall for a dwarf. You know that?
Hold stones. Point it where you want to shoot. Pull trigger. Repeat as necessary.
Those were essential instructions. I'll be sure to follow them exactly.
Yes, I had tall parents.
Oh, that would explain it. Well, I'm a busy dwarf, and busy dwarfs are busy, you know.
Yes. Thank you, Domber.
Yes, yes. I'm busy, and my time is not to be wasted.
Nothing. I'm sorry to disturb you.
Ah, well, in that case, I will return to my work.
Ah yes, your work, otherwise known as pacing up and down randomly. And when we come back, folks, we will return to the second floor of the feeding grounds armed with the ultimate weapon of destructive power, the Stone Thrower. Do you want to guess what it does? It makes pie. Actually, it throws stones. And we'll leave and get Scuzz back in our party. Hello. You can't not get Scuzz back in your party. And when we come back, folks, we will continue exploring the second floor of the feeding grounds. And then we'll go somewhere completely different. And so, I'll catch you next time, folks. And I'll see you then.
Do you have one of the pieces?
But wait, what happens if we hand the wrong item over to Domber? Hey Domber, this is certainly part of your project, right?
This has nothing to do with the secret project.
And then he throws it back at us. In this case, it was an axe that went straight to our face. And because it hit us, that means that Karzak has left our party, and is now going to try and kill us. This is something that I didn't anticipate would happen, and so, no secret project for us. I think now is as good a time as any to mention that Mike Reynolds was the voice actor for the Throg Shaman that we encountered in the second part of the second floor of the feeding grounds. He has indeed done quite a lot of roles in this game. It's also going to be difficult for us to leave here because of the fact that Karzak and Domba are trying to kill us. Only because we had an axe thrown at us, which apparently is a sign of aggression on our part. And so, when we come back, folks, we'll be back heading towards the second floor of the feeding grounds. And then we'll explore the rest of it. And once we've explored the rest of it, we will then head to a completely new area. An area that I'm sure Karzak will love to bits. He's probably not going to love it. So, I'll catch you next time, folks, and I'll see you then. Later.